So you wrote and are directing the upcoming thriller Backcountry. How did you come up with the story?
I directed 3 short films. One a zombie film and the other a couple thrillers. And I was thinking the idea of to make my first feature that was like accessible, indie, or whatever. And I was just searching for the good story, a simple story. And I went camping with my wife. And we were staying somewhere, we had to camp in the tent, and early in the morning I heard something walk around the tent, and I wasn't sure what it was, but it was really heavy, and I was sure it was him, but I didn't want anything. But I thought, right away, I was just like, that's what I was looking for. I love open water in the woods. We have this great Canadian landscape with this great wilderness, and I'd never seen that movie before. Something very simple, and that's how I got the idea, and I wrote it. Started writing it the next day. Wrote it over 2 months, very aggressively, but then 3 years later, we finally have it made. Long journey. Oh my Lord.
And what made you want to direct it?
I've been an actor for about almost 20 years, and you get to a point where you just kind of decide, I got more to say. I love some directors that inspire me. I love the work. I love film. So why not expand, not put myself in a box, and just try it. So I got a Bravo fact. This is grant that Bravo gives out to people who want to make a short film, and I got one, and fortunately in 2004, a long time ago, and I made it my first short film, and I loved it. I love the directing aspect of it. To be behind the camera is a different vantage point. So I grew as an artist. So I said, you know what? I think that's where I'm going to go eventually. It's more into directing, so I can get more tattoos.
Did you find it sort of daunting or exciting to be doing this full feature?
Oh yeah. People told me that. Oh, it's just a short film. That's longer. That's all it is. But I'm thinking like 10 times longer than a short film. I don't know, oh my God, which kind of short films are you making? I'm used to 2-day shoots, 3-day shoots, 4-day shoots max. So but that's essentially what it was. And I kind of was too much energy the first day, right? Because then I realized, the pacing, you gotta slow yourself down a little bit, because I was so excited. Because I wrote it, I'm seeing these things finally come to life after years of waiting and incubating on it, and there it was. Very emotional for me. So emotional, yeah.
Has it turned out the way you were expecting it from when you were writing it?
Yes, I'm not just saying that because we're here. I made the short films, and they were always like 80%, to be honest, 85 tops of what my mind's eye was seeing. I tried so hard, but I was limited in the resources to do these short films at times. And this one, I remember the first day, I just got the right DP and the right actors, the right everything, and just something magical was happening. But in my mind's eye, that's why I called my DP the eye of my soul. Every day, I call it that. I have my soul, because he would capture exactly what was in my mind. And I'm just blown away. So yeah, 100%, that's, hopefully it comes together.
What was it about Missy and Jeff that made them so perfect for their roles?
Jeff is my cousin, and he's been acting as long as I have, and we've done a lot of projects together as actors, that we didn't know. We just both auditioned and ended up in the same TV production or whatever. But I put him in 2 of my short films. I like working with him, and sorry, that piece of whatever that was. I wrote the part for him, essentially, because I wanted to work with him. And then Missy came on later when we got some of the financing came into place, and I worked with her on Rookie Blue. And I knew her, and we hung out a little bit, had some nice conversations, whatever, but I knew she was right for the role. It took a while, then we offered the role to her, and thank God, she said yes.
Yeah. And what were the sort of major challenges you faced while filming?
Real bears, apparently. Not apparently. We had a bear show up at our trailers a few times in the morning that scared a few people. We were really in bear country, and there was scat everywhere here and there, and then tree marks, and so a lot of the crew were a bit nervous at first. But the challenges were the weather at first. But they were people in the crew made fun of me because they thought I had a direct line to God. Because I kid you not, there's a scene where they show up and it's supposed to be beautiful sunshine. They're canoeing on the lake when they first arrive, and the journey begins. And a whole day, and I swear to God, it was like this. The whole day. Just gray, no sun in sight. They get on the lake, clouds parted. I swear to God, it We were like laughing, people were freaking out, and then stuff like that. Or another day, there was reading all the tense scenes inside, and the last scene of the day called for rain in The Sims. So we had this rain bar guy come up and do the rain and everything. Kid you not, believe it, I have witnesses. Where we wrapped everything else that we didn't need rain. On cue, it starts pouring. So people just made fun of me. Like you got a golden horseshoe up your ass. I said, well, sure, I'll take it. Why not? Because the weather was incredible. It was sunny, it was supposed to be sunny, it was gray, it was supposed to be gray. Blown away.
So you said that your goal was to make the show scene of bear attacks,
yes,
and one the audience will never forget.
Yes.
How is the bear being realised? Is it like a real bear, or CGI, or animatronics?
Well, I've done so much research, and I've watched so many of these horror movies. Horror and thriller is my favorite genre, especially horror. Even though this one's more of a drama thriller, with some horrific elements already shot. Horrific elements. Like Rob Zombie's a huge influence on me. I'm a huge fan of the Zombie franchise that he did, and also Derek San-France. But what he does is like Devil's Rejects. He doesn't apologize, and he gets right in there, right? So the idea was to not watch these people camp, but actually camp with them. So the bear attack, you're going to experience this bear attack with them. And in a lot of movies, and I think he would even appreciate this, is if you're going to do the coverage on them, it can't be, if it's the real bear, it's got to be the real bear.
Yeah.
So the real bear is going to play a lot in it, right? And the second you see that it's not, when we use another kind of bear, the fake one, the movie's over.
Yeah.
Movie's done. And I get this, I know that more than anything. I mean, you've seen the movie Grizzly?
Yes.
No, not that one. That's the second one. It came out. Bear. Sorry, it's called Bear.
Ah, right. I haven't seen that one, no.
I mean, look, good for them. They made a good movie. The bear's out there, but the second they cut to a guy in a suit, and it's so clearly a guy in a suit, and the movie's over. To me, the movie's over.
Yeah.
So I've been working on it and studying how to make it absolutely right, and what to use at the right time, how to sell these things. And Rob Zombie did these things where it's kind of what you don't see most of the time. He did the stabbing scene in Halloween 2, where he just kind of did this thing where he lifted off the body in a certain way that made it look like the person was doing it, and you believed it. And then he cut away to like these other vantage points that you don't really think about, close up a hand and all this stuff. So he's a big influence. So you won't be thinking what's real, what's not, that's my goal.
Yeah. Was The Edge an influence with Anthony Hopkins? Because I love that they used a real bear.
They used a real bear for... Yes, I mean, I thought the movie was great. It's one of my favorites, for sure. But again, their fake bear didn't... You saw it, right?
Oh, yeah.
It didn't match the real one. I thought it was frustrating. It was so good. The attack on one of the guys there was so good. He picked him up, and it was just like, it was great. That was the best bear mauling I saw on screen. The best bear attack I saw on screen. And my challenge is to do one better. You know, that's Red Machine's coming out, I think, in January. So we're going to see what they're going to do. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we do.
And it's more of an action thriller.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think what we're doing is slightly different. It's more a drama thriller, where he's doing more of an action thriller. Yeah, but some of the stuff we did already, like some of the wounds. People couldn't watch. People could watch it. We've got some amazing people involved.
So are you going for sort of a hard R rating then?
Yeah, I want an R rating, absolutely. I don't want NC-17, but we'll see.
Yeah, NC-17 would be even better, yeah.
Well, it would be even better, but then nobody's going to see the movie.
No, exactly.
But I'm going for the R for sure.
Okay, excellent. And finally, what do you consider sort of the key ingredients in creating tension?
Wow. The key ingredients to creating tension. I love that question. Hitchcock knew it best. Right, the bomb under the table. Right, we know the audience knows the bomb's under the table. The people eating don't, and the clock ticks, and you know what time, but they don't. It's I think the great thing in tension is you know something's going to happen, but you don't know when. But you know it's going to happen. They did this study, and I read this article. I found fascinating because I'm a bit of a gamer as well. I love horror games, Resident Evil, and Silent Hill. I love Suda 51 games, and they did this article where why do people are scared of video games? What in video games and film people are in fear of? they did a test where they had heavy foreshadowing, no foreshadowing, and a little foreshadowing.
Yeah.
And I thought, and the researchers, they wrote this, they thought the least the foreshadowing, the scarier it would be. Like, you know, in the horror world, it was like, at one point, it was like the jump scares were everywhere. Every film had 2,500 jump scares. At one point, you know, it was like, stop.
Yeah, that was a
Like,
cat.
the boom,
Yeah.
the boom. You're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
That was like, what is it, late 2000s. That was like, it's just too much. So what surprised them was that it was the heavy foreshadowing that got everybody. So you know that there's someone behind the door, and you know the person doesn't know, they open the door and there he is, but you know for sure he's there. He did that test. That scared people the most. So knowing he's there and waiting for something to happen is the biggest tension. It's that waiting, right? The hunt is better than the kill, so it's that time and no music. You gotta have like no music.
That's always works better, I think. Music can sometimes sort of overdo it, and then whenever you don't have music, that just works so much better.
Oh yeah, Jurassic, I mean, a big influence too on this film, especially the T-Rex attack in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, there's no music in it. Yeah.
There wasn't any music. It was there for 8 minutes. And I kind of modeled this after that a little bit. Big influence because it was all sound design. It was all textured that way, and it was beautiful. And you're on the edge of your seat because of those elements. You don't need music.
Yeah. Yeah, music is sort of whenever you don't know how to actually create tension otherwise.
Yeah. Imagine music throughout the T-Rex attack.
It would totally ruin
the whole thing.
Yeah.
So the music is his breath. It's his, you know.
And what I like about this is that it's actually about, you know, nature and a real bear rather than supernatural. There's so many horror movies today are going PG-13, possessed teens and supernatural, and just like it's all the same sort of stuff for remakes. But this is something fresh. So.
I think so, because everybody uses the grizzly anyway. We're using the black bear. And I did that on purpose because you watch this movie, you watch Backcountry, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going camping next weekend, but I'm camping in Quebec or Ontario. Okay, there's no grizzlies there. You know, I'm not camping in BC, so I don't have to worry about it. Well, they're everywhere. So, and apparently when a black bear becomes predatory, they're more vicious than the tigers and the Sundarbans. And people don't know that. That's why you don't play dead with black bears. You play dead with grizzlies because grizzlies see you as a threat, and when you don't see you as a threat, they walk away. But when you're attacked by a grizzly, but when you're attacked by a black bear, their only one intention, and that's to eat you alive.
Yeah, so they're really not cute and cuddly then.
No, but I don't know. I'm working with them on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. They're big, man. They're 600 pounds. These black bears we got.
Has it put you off camping? Has it put you off camping?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I went camping in Algonquin Park, who refused us to shoot there because of the content. You can just say provincial park. It's out there. You guys did it. And I went camping, and there was a guy that was with us who was really afraid. Didn't think he was afraid of bears until we saw bear tracks around our campsite in Fresh. And he freaked out. I said, you know what? It's in a lot of people. It's in me too, a little bit. I'm not deathly afraid, but I'm definitely aware and afraid. And I know that it tests all our primal fears. And because it's real. And like, you're right. The bears, imagine like the Bearosaurus. We wouldn't be talking, really, would we?
No.
It's not interesting anymore.
Yeah.
It's not. That's with sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
They're fun, but that's not what we're making.
Something horrible. Yeah. All right, well, that's us. Thank you very much.